So another person that has been caught out here faking the funk, and apparently doesn't know when to quit. Apparently, he just don't know when to stop out here. So y'all heard what happened to Sean Kingston last week, right? Mr. Sean Kingston getting sued for $1 million for a TV.
Rapper Sean Kingston and his mother are arrested, accused of stealing more than $1 million in a fraud scheme that allegedly includes stolen jewelry, cars, furniture, and money.
They had, 50 or 60 officers there, a SWAT team, long guns. They threw a dog allegedly over the fence to get in there. They destroyed a lot of the house during their search.
We're hearing from Kingston's attorney for the first time since his arrest, comparing the raid of his home to Nazi Germany.
Because of the Gestapo type raid there, we're bringing all these SWAT team guys in with masks so they wouldn't be identified like some sort of a mafia undercover raid. It was really ridiculous.
The arrest and raid apparently a shock to Kingston and his team.
We had no idea it was coming.
This is a law and crime legal alert. Google Incognito tracked users' browsing data without their knowledge. Mass Tort Alliance Girls from 2007, or that 2010 song Eeny Meeny that he worked on with Justin Bieber. Kingston, whose legal name is Keyshawn Anderson, still performs today, but hasn't seen the same commercial success as he originally did when he debuted into the music world. He was actually performing last week at an airbase in the Mojave Desert. That's where he was arrested as officials raided his home in Florida.
If we had known they were coming, we would open the door and said, "Here, come on in, do your search."
That's Robert Rosenblatt, Sean Kingston's attorney. I asked him about the raid.
Cap. I called Cap. You wouldn't have let that nigga in. Even if the police would have said they coming back with a search warrant, that nigga would have moved. You would have disappeared knowing Sean Kingston. We would have let the feds in. No, the fuck you wouldn't have.
And the charges against Kingston and his mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner. A couple of the things I've seen include conducting an organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, identity theft, related crimes. What do you make of all of these charges?
We don't think they're going to stick. This is basically a civil suit that they've turned into a criminal case. There's been no criminal intent. We'll handle each of these allegations separately in court.
The civil lawsuit Rosenblatt's referring to is one from February, filed by b.l.a.c Entertainment. According to court docs, Sean Kingston reached out to the company in September 2023, saying he wanted to purchase a 232-inch TV and sound system. b.l.a.c alleges that Kingston agreed to record some promotions for the company in exchange for a discount. But Kingston also teased a big name of a former collaborator. So some of the allegations that I've seen include straight from b.l.a.c Entertainment that Sean Kingston, your client, was going to do promotional videos, I guess, or commercials alongside Justin Bieber in order to promote and then get a reduced price for some of the products. Is that accurate?
Well, that's it. That's what their allegations are. I'm not so sure he's going to do it with Justin Bieber. A lot of it was going to be his own princes.
And does he plan to do that, those commercials or promotions?
Well, that's something we're talking about right now. I mean, obviously they kind of jumped the gun there by filing the lawsuit because the contract, as I read it, didn't have any specific deadline for him to do that.
And why don't you just go ahead and say that you didn't know that he was scamming people with Justin Bieber name? Just go ahead and say you didn't know that he was using Justin Bieber name and saying that he was going to promote shit that he never was. Just go ahead and say you didn't know he was doing any of this shit.
So there's even a question whether it's a breach or not. Sean's very busy. He's doing a lot of concerts and traveling a lot.
So basically, b.l.a.c Entertainment says this $110,000 entertainment system was installed in Sean Kingston's Florida home, and Kingston only paid them $30,000. b.l.a.c says they haven't seen any of those promotional videos either, but Rosenblatt says there was no timetable on Kingston's contract. Even still, it was b.l.a.c's lawsuit that likely led to the raid of Kingston's home.
Well, that was the main impetus for bringing this case. That the TV issues and whatever. It was a civil contract. They attached the contract to the complaint. I just pulled it up this morning. I didn't see any appearances on behalf of any defendant yet, but I mean that was the start of it, and they pyramided all these other allegations, which we'll address and we deny.
All this brings us to the raid of Kingston's home in Southwest Ranches, Florida, about 15 miles outside of Fort Lauderdale. The Broward County Sheriff's Office performed the raid on May 23rd and took out that TV b.l.a.c had installed for Kingston. Rosenblatt compared the raid to the Gestapo, the police in Nazi Germany. He says Kingston could still do the promotional videos for b.l.a.c, but he doesn't have the TV anymore anyway.
And if he could fit into a schedule, then he'll comply with his agreement, which may be moot at this point because of the Gestapo type raid there. They took the TV back, so I'm not so sure even if that is going to be that case will be pending or not.
You compared that raid there, Gestapo-like raid is what you said. Have you talked to either of your clients, Sean, about that? I know that he wasn't there at the time, but what are they thinking about it?
No, well, I didn't speak to him about it, but I did speak to Janice about it, and I saw the video. It was uncalled for. Bringing all these SWAT team guys in with masks so they wouldn't be identified like some sort of a mafia undercover raid. It was really ridiculous, the amount of manpower they used to take a TV out.
Rosenblatt had more to say about the raid, too.
It looked like they thought Osama bin Laden had been resurrected. They had, 50 or 60 officers there, a SWAT team, long guns. They threw a dog allegedly over the fence to get in there. They destroyed a lot of the house during their search. It was, really uncalled for to arrest a 61-year-old grandmother, bring her out in handcuffs.
He's referring to Janice Turner, Kingston's mother, but this isn't her first tangle with the law. In the early 2000s, she was convicted of stealing more than $160,000. She served a year and a half in prison. Since then, the pair faced at least 3 civil lawsuits for failure to pick up major tabs from jewelry stores, customized watchmakers, and entertainment systems.
Sound like the apple don't fall far from the motherfucking tree, don't it? $160,000. You might as well have put your son onto the game.
Also, some of the reports that I've seen include that Sean Kingston had already been on probation at this time for trafficking stolen property. Way in the past, back in 2006, Janice had served more than a year in prison, and then there were multiple lawsuits that they both faced from 2006 onward for fraud. Some people are saying this is a pattern. What do you make of that?
Well, I'm not privy to all the old lawsuits. If you go back to 2006, I mean, these are business people. They're going to have lawsuits against them, for various reasons. I'm not sure how the lawsuits were disposed of, whether they were dismissed or what occurred. I'd be interested to find out. But that's all history, and they have no relevance to this particular case. This case has to rise and fall on the facts of its own, not on something that occurred 16 years ago, or may have occurred 16 years ago.
With Kingston's legal history in mind, I asked Rosenblatt about the current charges of conducting an organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, identity theft, and other related crimes. Were these charges and arrests a surprise to you? Did you know that they were coming?
No, obviously not. If we had known they were coming, we would open the door and said, "Here, come on in, do your search." Janice could be surrendered if they wanted to charge her with something. No, we had no idea it was coming. And of course, they do it on a Thursday, which is the long weekend, so she can't get out of jail. They do these roundups. They like doing that on long weekends, so the defendants don't have access to the court to get out on bond. So it was pre-planned to do it on a Thursday, on a long weekend.
According to court documents, Kingston and his mother didn't just defraud b.l.a.c Entertainment. They also allegedly stole $500,000 in jewelry, $100,000 from First Republic Bank, $200,000 from Bank of America, $86,000 from a customized bed company, and $160,000 from an Escalade dealer. What does Sean say about this? Is it a misunderstanding? Is he fessing up to things? Where is he at?
Well, well, I can't tell you that. That's kind of attorney-client privilege, but say he denies the allegations, and we look forward to proceeding, in a courtroom where we can present our case.
At the time of the raid, Kingston was in California. Rosenblatt says he was taken into custody there and is being held in Los Angeles.
Well, we haven't waived the extradition yet. That's one of the issues we're going to be bringing up. They don't even have a prosecutor assigned to this case yet. So it's kind of hard to reach out to somebody. Hopefully they'll have somebody assigned quickly so we can deal with them and negotiate with them. But what we would do is have him recall the warrant, post a bond in Florida, have him waive extradition, and we would bring him back to Fort Lauderdale on his own. That would save the Broward County money for costs of bringing 2 detectives out there. And I don't know how they would get him back, whether by vehicle or by air, but it would save them time and costs. And then we'll get the same thing. They want him back. We want him back here. Broward County wants him back here. We want to start the legal process and litigation. And he would have a bond that he would put up that if he didn't appear, that would be forfeited. But clearly he would appear. He's well known and he's not a flight risk, nor is he a danger to the community.
I think that's another reason you mentioned he's well known, why everyone is focusing on this story, because everyone knows some of his music. He's a familiar face. Does that make things more complicated because you are dealing with a celebrity?
Yeah, of course. It's more high profile. Everybody has a microscope looking at everything. So yeah, it makes it more difficult. But we can handle that. We've handled other celebrity cases in the past.
After news of the raid broke, Kingston posted this statement to his Instagram story. It reads in part, quote, "People love negative energy. I am good and so is my mother." I've also seen a post from Sean himself on Instagram. He said, "My lawyers are handling everything as we speak." So that would be you. How are you handling everything?
Well, we're dealing with the prosecution. We have some proposals where Sean can waive extradition and he can return here on his own and surrender, and we'll fight the cases in court. So we have ongoing issues there. We have California counsel we're going to be consulting regarding the extradition issue as well.
As our conversation wrapped, I asked Rosenblatt what we can expect in the case. What's next for you? What are your next game plans ahead?
Well, getting him back to Broward County is the most important thing right now. So we're working on the extradition issues. And as I told you before, we're going to negotiate and try to get him back here and limit the cost to Broward County.
So, Sean Kingston, first of all, understand this. As y'all heard, the list of shit that they had to rattle off added up to about $1 million. So what it sounds like to me when I hear that is the mom put him on the game as far as you can run up a tab as far as the amount that you probably can owe, as far as loan amounts and shit like that, as long as you don't pass that $1 million mark. Sounds like he broke the $1 million mark, unfortunately, with the tax plus on the $150,000 TV. And that's why they said that they had to come and get him for the TV. It was the fact that the TV was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what initially got him caught with doing all the other shit amongst everything else. So him doing all the renting and the buying and the loaning and all that other shit, all that caught up to him when he went over that $1 million plus limit with that damn TV. And unfortunately, it cost your mama some jail time. You could tell us that your mama is alright.
Developing now, a very active scene outside of a home connected to rapper Sean Kingston. Dozens of deputies have been going in and out all day long. And now we've learned his mother has been arrested. Local 10's Terrell Forney joining us live from the scene in Southwest Ranches with everything we know about this investigation. Terrell.
And there certainly has been a lot of movement here at this home over the past few hours. Detectives with the Broward Sheriff's Office, they have literally been here on site all day long. As you can see, there is a mobile command post set up just outside of the home. And all of this has to deal with some very pricey equipment that allegedly was never paid for. A high-profile raid underway Thursday at this multi-million-dollar home connected.
So understand this, right? Them going to get the mama, first of all, should tell y'all another thing. And the fact that he went to jail too. That should really tell y'all that Diddy and Trump are one and the same. Don't it? Don't that tell you they one and the same? Because the feds have been trying to get Trump for how long now? The feds have been trying to get Diddy for how long now? Damn near got every bit of evidence they need. Shit, the other one got 34 felony counts he found guilty on and still ain't in jail. Other one done got caught beating somebody. Among other sexual assault allegations and lawsuits and whatnot. Now he has his whole summons to court and raids and whatnot and still isn't in jail, right? So, understand this. If Sean Kingston gets a raid and immediately goes to jail the same day of his raid, I'm just saying that should tell y'all a lot. If it don't, I'm sorry, but it really should. It really should. But as far as Mr. Sean Kingston goes, right? They came and got his fat ass the day of his show.
Obtained by TMZ showing the moments cops confronted Sean Kingston in California after his South Florida home was raided.
His mother also arrested.
Hold on. Matter of fact, I think I got the IG live beforehand. Let me see something real quick. I thought I had the, okay, no. I thought I had the live when he was just standing there saying he's about to go on stage. That shit was hilarious. But
faced a judge today on fraud charges. Local 10's Janine Stanwood is live in Pompano Beach with the details. Janine. The pop star and his mom facing multiple charges. She is right now here at the Paul Ryan Detention Facility in Pompano Beach. He's still in California where we're seeing those new images. New video obtained by TMZ shows the moments before singer and rapper Sean Kingston is arrested after stepping off stage at a performance in California. Kingston upbeat tunes, but now he and his mother are accused of committing more than $1 million in fraud in just a matter of months. It comes a day after this Bentley SUV and other big-ticket items were taken away from Kingston's posh rental home in Southwest Ranches. Broward Sheriff's deputies seen unloading electronics and bags of evidence. While Kingston sits in this California jail,
organized scheme to defraud.
His mom, Janice Turner, facing a judge here in Broward County.
Grand theft greater than $20,000, grand theft greater than $100,000.
you hear all this shit? The amount of shit they reading off them? It's over,
Warrants
bro.
released Friday allege the pop star and his mom defrauded a number of companies dealing.
And while we at it, we might as well read Sean Kingston's case. But before we get to that, y'all understand how much Sean Kingston is a habitual offender of this shit? This right here is from just 9 years.
Where you off to?
I'm off to your girl house.
That's Sean Kingston at LAX, joking with our camera guy about stealing his girl. Just like how he jokes with jewelers about stealing their jewels. Okay, that joke might have gone too far.
He's got a bunch of really, really expensive jewelry on. He's also being sued because he doesn't make payments for jewelry that he owns.
About a quick $200,000 on right now.
Right there?
Yeah, about that, I think this is 85 right here.
Whoa,
and,
man.
A lot of people say that. They say I owe on jewelry and I'll be paying people.
Oh, really? We hadn't heard.
But that's all rumors because at the end of the day, if I was broke, I wouldn't be spending, $25,000 a month out here living in LA.
I'm not saying he ain't rich. I'm just saying he doesn't pay his bill.
He's like the new Tiger.
Well, he's the original Tiger.
Now with more lawsuits! But Sean doesn't think the jewelers are being fair.
I spent over millions of dollars with them, and just because, I might be late on one payment, I'm going to sue them off for being late on one payment. That's not right.
Well, that is kind of how payments work, but...
You're going to have a time in your career where stuff gets slowed down and, you're not doing as much shows, and the jeweler is supposed to be able to say, okay, you know what, since you spent over $1 million, let me wait till everything, get right, and just be like, okay, cool.
That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
Hey, he just needs another big hit song and things will be fine, right, Sean?
Everything's gonna be great.
Is he still popular?
No.
You're way too beautiful, girl.
Well, he's still got one fan. Safe flight, buddy!
I'm just
We're
saying.
TMZ if you like our vibe.
This is not the first time Sean Kingston has done this shit. It's multiple times. Over the past 10 to 15 years, Sean Kingston has been a habitual scammer.
It's your boy DJ Academics, and now we are all familiar with the phrase "fake it till you make it." But,
first of all, I must say, this is from, like I said, 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Y'all hear how young academics sound? Sound like a damn kid still. That's how long ago this nigga Sean Kingston been robbing people.
faking it while you're falling off or faking it like you still got it, that's completely different. Now, this niglet, Sean Kingston, he was sued by NYC Jeweler for not paying for several pieces of jewelry, including some of the jewelry was even fake. Niggas even buying cubic zirconia. Now, according to the lawsuit that was filed in New York, Sean Kingston owes over $200,000 for ice he purchased from some jeweler from 2008 to 2013. Now, apparently he wrote a bunch of checks. They all bounced because obviously he doesn't have the money or the accountant doesn't have the funds.
Hey, yo, and for the record, I ain't even no social media kind of guy, you feel what I'm saying? But anybody know me knows I'm a stand-up guy, man, and I stay 10 toes down. Don't let this jury shit fool you. I told that fat piece of shit in the beginning, I said, don't you ever play me. Don't you ever fuck me, Sean. You know what I'm saying? He said, no, I love you, brother. So love, I would never do that. Now I gotta come get you. It's crazy. For a little bit of money, what your own people will do. Just for a little bit of money. Just a little bit.
Wild going, you know, your boy Sean Kingston just did great business with my brother, man. He did hook me up with the best prices, the hottest jewelry. It's my only jewelry I'm working with, man. So y'all can fuck with my boy AJ and get right. You know what I'm saying?
100, baby.
That's pretty much the game right there. What he did at the end, that's pretty much the game. Does a little video with you, promotes the shit, rents it out, because he's Sean Kingston, and then never pays for it back. Or should I say he never actually returns it. But then he would get sued for, you know, $900,000.
Welcome back to the Natty Daddy Experience. Ooh, Mr. Sean. Can't even pronounce it because I can't afford it. But anyways, he got that watch for like $300K, you feel me? They say the two watches was flown in and delivered from Malaysia. Upon arrival, Sean Kingston agreed to buy the watches through a wire transfer that was denied. He claimed that the account was frozen and ended correspondence with the company without paying the full total. So you done wasted the folk time coming all the way from overseas, then brought you $1 million worth of watches, but you can't afford it. Something ain't right. If you're broke, just say that. Maybe when the watches came, Sean Kingston took a look at them and was like, nah, them watches, they're fugazi. You know rappers get gypped all the time. Like Lil Baby paid all that money for their watch and it was fake. Now this type of stuff happens all the time with these rappers getting sued by jewelers for not paying them. But at the end of the day, it's the jeweler's fault because like in Young Thug's situation, Young Thug owed the jeweler about 200 racks. He only probably gave him like 90 racks, but the jeweler told him, you know, you can pay when you want to pay. Like pay whenever, you know, it's flexible. Pay whenever. You know you can't tell a nigga pay whenever. You may never get paid. Same thing happened with the Migos. Jeweler want to sue because Offset ain't pay off all his debt. People got
Story time of how Sean Kingston scammed me and my company. So I am a private jet broker for Nava Jets, and I also run their social media. So one day we get a message from Sean Kingston. He was interested in one of our planes for sale and came to Palm Beach with his family to see the plane. He said he was going on tour and wanted this plane ready soon, and there was no Wi-Fi. So we flew the plane from Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale for our mechanics to install the Wi-Fi for him, for it to be ready for his tour. And this was out of our expense. We had to pay the pilots and for the fuel and everything. He came again to Fort Lauderdale, brought his family and friends. We popped the champagnes, we shook hands, agreed on a price, and they signed the contract. The contract stated that the payment is due in full within the 3 days of signing. And Sean was posting that this is his jet, that he bought it with not even $1 down. He's telling us that we can be in him and Justin Bieber's new music video, just leading us on, saying that he would promote Nava jets, and just a bunch of crap. When the third day came and the payment was due, they went ghost and they blocked us. They said it was our obligation to help find them a plane since the plane wasn't ready. There was no Wi-Fi installed, but we were trying to help them for 3 weeks to sign the contract so the plane would be ready in time for him to fly to Vegas for his show. But then I Googled Sean Kingston, and this is what he does. He's a con artist, and he's a scammer, and he scams people. He was stealing jewelry in New York City, and just at the end of the day, he's not a good person. And I just don't know how you could do that to someone when the contract is signed, and I don't know.
Kingston! Shout out to Nava Jets. It's the boss.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The fake jet. Because you was seen buying that jet, remember? He was seen flossing on that jet. That's my whole thing. And in every last one of these cases, have y'all noticed? Every single time, it's about him promoting Justin Bieber.
See, little shit like that lets me further know what it is you really do.
Every single time. Justin, you do something with Justin Bieber. Do something with Justin Bieber. I'm gonna promote your shit. Get you with Justin Bieber. Every single time he used Justin Bieber name. At this point, how long Justin Bieber been drugged up that he don't know Sean Kingston been using his name for fraud? Like he dead already or something. Think about that. He using Justin Bieber name like he dead already or something. He using that kid name for over 15 damn years, talking about something you can promote a video for him. Or their company or whatever. That ain't gonna work. And someone else that had something to say on the matter would be High Def.
I seen somewhere you had an incident with Sean Kingston.
Yeah, Sean Kingston, man, he a real buster, man. Like, just a dude that, you know, it was a thing for a while for everybody that first come to LA to go to Sean Kingston's house. Like, that's what people just did. I don't know if it's like some initiation going on through that, but it's like everybody I would notice would go to Sean Kingston crib. So I'm there shooting for him, like a party or something that was going on there with the Migos. I'm following the Migos around, happened to be at his party. First come to LA to go to Sean Kingston's house. Like, that's what people just did. I don't know if it's like some initiation going on through that, but it's like everybody I would notice would go to Sean Kingston crib. So I'm there shooting for him, like a party or something that was going on there with the Migos. I'm following the Migos around, happened to be at his party. But before that, we had talks and meetings about doing videos. He got a bunch of music. Like, dude be working. Like, he had a cold-ass studio in his crib. And he had a bunch of tracks with people that could really do some shit. Like, he was playing some shit with Pusha T. He was trying to go back to Jamaica and shoot. But, you know, it was always something with the label. Like, motherfucker couldn't wasn't marketable enough. He had to lose weight, you know what I'm saying? He had to get certain things together in order for the label to engage with that and move forward with it. So he really in a depressing situation, man. Like, the only bag he was getting was from out of town, you know what I'm saying? And then later on you see, like, his cars and shit, right, really getting repo, jewelry issues, shit like that. Like, your character gonna come out, you know what I'm saying, in this industry, no matter what. Like, your character gonna come out. So he just a weird dude, man. Like, my experience with him was like, you know, me and Soldier, we'll sip some lean, you know what I'm saying? So we'll have some lean out. A motherfucker would go in the cabinet, put they bottles in his pocket, like, and I'm seeing this shit. I'm like, bro, you got my lean bottle in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta, like, what is you doing type shit. So it was shit like that. I never was a Sean Kingston fan, but I look at him as like a celebrity. I'm like, what are you doing going to the gas station with no socks and shoes on your feet? Like, you think this is just Jamaica for real? Like, you walking around with no shoes or socks on his feet in a 7-Eleven in Hollywood. Like, if paparazzi would have caught that, oh my God, they would have killed his ass. The internet would have had a field day with his ass. Like, but like, even situations like I'll bring girls to a video shoot, he end up touching the girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, another issue happened. I ain't even gonna speak on that. Like, Soulja know what happened. Like, he know what happened that day. But, you know, shit, Sean Kingston just a weirdo. Like, dude ain't really doing shit. He ain't really having shit. Like, all his cars ain't his. Like, this is a facade people put on, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't own these houses, they lease these houses, they lease these cars. When the lease go unpaid, they come take those cars. It's that simple. Like, so you gonna see all that shit coming out of people like Sean Kingston, man, because he ain't got it no more. Like, his shit, I don't know where he's making his money at right now.
Earlier you had mentioned getting shot at on the bus. Was that the only time that something like that happened to you?
Not the only time in my career. Like, I've been shot at in Miami before, just shooting for other people that would, like, local rappers around the world that would book me. I've been in people's hoods where other shit has went down. But never that close though. Like, never that extreme. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say going to jail that time for all them people over that weed shit, that synthetic, modified, enhanced marijuana charge. They try to give me some trumped up charges, man. Like, that was worse than getting shot at, man. Cause jail was just weak as hell. It's the weakest place on earth, for real. Like, so I don't know, like, that was probably the worst situation as far as getting shot at was with Chief Keef on that tour bus, and it caught me completely off guard because I didn't even know what was going on. Like, I didn't even know he was beefing with Shy Glizzy. I didn't even know what was going on. So shit was just wild as hell. One shit they could do about it though, like, you're on a tour bus, you can't see out. They can see you though. Like, can't really shoot out of a tour bus. We're kind of at the mercy of them. So that shit was real scary because you're in a closed environment. People moving around, falling off the shit, dropping to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, lucky ain't nobody get hit, for real.
Damn, sounds wild, man. Sounds like you had a wild trip, you know, with them years you were out there.
Yeah, man. Like, that's when I was like, fuck this shit. Like, this.
I would have said the same thing. If Sean Kingston was putting me through all that dumb shit, you're not only a bad dude, you're the scammer, then you're getting me into shit that I don't usually get into. I don't blame you for getting the fuck from around him. Just to be honest with you. But, like I said, we might as well, real quick, read Mr. Sean Kingston case. Now, of course, I don't got the download of it. So we going straight from script D. Let me get rid of all this shit, though. Just get rid of all this here. Alright. Because it's not I don't think this is a very big file, I should say. So, introduction. Sean Kingston's case, might as well go up to the top. Verver Entertainment versus plaintiff Sean Kingston. Plaintiff, Verver Entertainment, LLC. Matter of fact, let me take myself away right here. So I can see. It's a little bit better, you know. Alright. So, of course, the TV company, the placed it on the TV, basically. As we're suing them in here in this lawsuit. This is an action for damages of more than $50,000. Exclusive of interest attorneys, fees, and litigation costs. Plaintiff Verver in Florida. It is a Florida corporation that regularly transacts business in Broward County, Florida. Let's just scroll down to a little bit of the meat and potatoes here. Because we know about the TV already. We know about the TV already. Yeah, the 232-inch colossal TV. Colossal is a great word for it. That's a very big fucking TV. Why do you need a $232,000 TV in the first place? Most niggas need like a what do you call it? $1,000 TV or something like that. You spend $1,000 on TV. That's still a lot. 232-inch TV. That was $150,000. Is a little bit expensive. Oh, so okay. So here we go. Something. In 2015, judgment was entered against defendant for obtaining $356,000 in watches without paying for them. In 2016, was again entered against defendant when he obtained $300,000 in jewelry without paying for it. Again in August 2022, defendant was sued for obtaining 2 luxury watches worth $1 million and failing to pay for them. Additionally, at all material times that plaintiff and defendant were communicating, defendant was at the time and will remain on felony probation for trafficking in stolen jewelry. He will remain on felony probation for trafficking in stolen jewelry. All of defendant's misrepresentations were designed to add defendant to plaintiff's list of victims. It says count 1 here, defendant's breach of contract, which is about the TV, of course, and the plaintiff giving him the $30,000. We know about that, of course. So this is pretty much all the things that we just covered in the case. That's really what Sean Kingston's case is. This is all the things that we had already covered. And he pretty much is going to jail. I don't know why they had so many blank spaces in between that. But that's why I said it was very short as far as the actual court document and things like that. Because it pretty much was just a rundown of the list of things that he would do. And, of course, to induce plaintiff to accept a much lower down payment and credit towards the purchase price, defendant promised plaintiff that he would produce promotional videos of plaintiff's corporation with Mr. Bieber. So, defendant had no ongoing work with Mr. Bieber, nor did the defendant and Mr. Bieber have any intention of producing promotional videos of plaintiff's corporation. Defendant made these false statements to induce plaintiff into installing that 232-inch colossal TV and sound system with a smaller down payment as possible, which was $30,000. Why you were putting down $30,000 for a TV is unbeknownst to me. So, when I say habitual offender,
big up to the Big Bad Explosive Media Entertainment YouTube channel. Buy night review. Buy night.
I know I'm there at Hill Road and the consortium boy. So the man them straight up on circle for Sean Kingston machine them. See them there? B.l.a.c, Coupe, Range Rover, SVR. The one that go up at the yard, soldier and everybody. I just come dig them out of the garage. So we don't know. I don't know, you want to move the machine them out of, we don't know what now.
Get your black one, you don't want to walk on the
So you want to call it? Soldier up on the yard there. Broke down all the man. Kingston go Kingston. Yeah, no. No, the BMW is free, man. You can't do the Grammy artist like that. That's a joke thing that.
Yeah, well, the BMW money open. Find the money. I got the money open there.
Dog. Like, how many times you gonna get caught with this shit? How many times you gonna get caught with the same thing? With the same exact thing, bruh. It don't even make sense at this point. Like I said, when he got arrested, when Sean Kingston got arrested, I understood it just fine. Everybody else was just like, oh, he's just a misunderstanding. He gonna get let out. I'm like, no, he ain't. Nah, not this time. Fed's been collecting on this one. They've been collecting information on this one. He going to jail, and he gonna stay in there for a little bit. He gonna definitely stay in there. This ain't gonna be no house probation. Listen, if the feds came and got your ass, it wasn't for no probation. They looking to throw the book at your stupid ass. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Sean Kingston, it is over, sir. It is over. It's completely over.